Hey guys, welcome to BP the Bible Perspective. Vivek Ramaswamy, he is running for president, but he's also telling us who he is. I suggest we believe him. Now, before we get into it, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought, a comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Now, Vivek is running for the 2024 presidential race on the Republican Party platform, and he's making quite a name for himself. He's making the rounds, and I have to tell you, this guy is an extremely accomplished man, and he's only 37, and he's worth about $500 million. He is a graduate from Harvard College and Yale Law School. He, the company that he had, he's patented some 5 different medicines, one of which combats Alzheimer's disease. So to say that this man is, especially to be so young, again, is just an extremely accomplished man. Now he's running for the president. Now what is interesting about him, and I'm going to do several videos on him, what kind of got my attention about him is that he made an appearance on The Breakfast Club. This was a disastrous interview for The Breakfast Club, and I'll get to that later. But what it kind of showed me was that he's not afraid to go where other Republicans won't go. He's making his rounds. This is him at a South Side Chicago barbershop. Now, will he get the black vote? No. And do I really think he's going to even win the presidency? No. And one reason why I do not believe that he's going to win is because, well, look at this picture here. Indian American. Now, what's kind of amazing about this picture, of course, is you have 3 Indian Americans, okay? One of which the vice president, Kamala Harris, but then Nikki Haley, and Vivek Woman. Now, all 3 of these are accomplished in their own right. Nikki Haley was governor of South Carolina, of all places. But I think Vivek has even the greater chance of becoming president. Now, of course, Kamala Harris is on a different party. Nikki Haley and Vivek share the same Republican Party, but Nikki Haley doesn't have a chance. But Vivek is certainly carving his way through. And one of the reasons why, and again, he's extremely rich. As I said, his net worth is about $500 million. The companies he's started and his patents. But I think beyond the fact that he's Indian American, and I do think that that is a big issue here that's going to hold him back. Let me just say this. He's not going to get enough white folks to vote for him. Now, under the heading, anything is possible, yeah, okay, anything is possible. But I think in the reality of it, that just some black folks, they're just not going to vote for him. They're not going to vote for him. And that's going to be his, and the reason why I say that, because he spends a whole lot of time denying the existence of racism, and he's going to be the victim of it himself, because despite he's incredibly charismatic, despite the fact that he has, to me, the guts to visit all neighborhoods, all backgrounds. He has the guts to talk to people and to present his case. There are there are 2 things that I think that's gonna cause him to fail in terms of his presidency. Now, one is going to be his race, and I'm not going to harp on that, but I just want to make it clear that is a key factor. But the other one is his conservative Republican ideology. They're crazy. Now let me just kind of show you. I'm going to go a clip here of there's two clips I want to highlight. And this was his clip that he was on CNN. And some people credit this for getting Don Lemon fired. Okay, but let's listen to what he has to say.
Here this morning, your campaign slogan is a new American dream, and I was reading through your platform last night. I wonder what you would do specifically to actually bring us together, not just Republicans and Democrats. What does unity look like to you, Vivek, for rich and poor, for rural and urban, for Republicans and Democrats?
Now, I think this is an incredibly stupid question. And it's a typical question that everybody likes to. It sounds good, it sounds sweet, but it is stupid. First of all, no one can bring the country together. No matter who makes the promise, no matter who says they're striving to bring the country together, he is not striving to bring the country together. He is striving to present a Republican platform. And so that, by its very nature, is divisive. Now, that is something that, of course, it is American. We have different we have different political parties. But for that reason, you're never going to bring America together, and especially when you think about the ideologies that form both either Democrat or Republican. So you have Democrats, they are pro-choice, LGTB. These are some of the hot topics of of these parties. And then he's not. Republicans are not. So how are you going to bring them together? So my point is, it's a dumb question from the beginning. Now, another thing you need to look at is he had a great slogan. Now, you remember Donald Trump had a great slogan, Make America Great Again. The new American dream. Well, what's new about it? And he's going to lie through his teeth, but here he goes.
That is the right question to be asking. And I think the main divide in this country, and I say this to conservative audiences equally, is not between Republicans and Democrats. It is between those of us who are pro-American, embracing the ideals that set this country into motion, and I think an increasing strain in this country that is anti-American, that wishes to apologize for a nation founded on those ideals. But that's not a 50-50 split. I think most.
So right here is, again, where his ideology goes crazy. The fact that when he says it's not a Republican Party, what he is talking about is 100% Republican. And what he is saying is that what he is pushing is to bring America to that Republican ideology. When he calls people anti-American that oppose what he is talking about, the ideologies of America, the founding principles. He's not going to talk about slavery. He's not going to talk about Jim Crow. Those are the founding principles that make up part of this of this country. It's why it started off flawed. He wants to deny that, pretend like it doesn't happen. Well, again, who is he talking to? Now, again, you have to give him props. He's making this statement on CNN, but again, it's a bogus point of view.
Most people are in the pro-American camp. And Poppy, I think one of the ways they would say we get to national unity, some people think, is by showing up in the middle and compromising. I respect that view, but I reject it.
You reject compromise?
I reject compromising on our principles.
The question is, he never states the principles, so what are the principles then? He says, on the one hand, I respect it, but I reject it. Then you don't respect it if you're rejecting it. I'm splitting the hairs here because he's telling us who he is. He is talking as a skilled orator, a politician.
The right way to get to national unity, and I mean this, to unite this country, is by embracing actually the radicalism of the American ideals themselves. We celebrate our diversity and differences. I'm glad we have some 3 different shades of melanin on this set right now, 2 different genders. That's fine, but what I say is, so what? That diversity is meaningless unless there's something greater that binds us together, that unites us across that diversity. And I'm
So what he's going to deny then is 85% of this nation's history that categorically denies what he's saying. There was a divide on race in this nation. There's a divide on politics. There's a divide on culture. There's a divide on class, and he acts like it doesn't exist. Okay?
for president to revive those ideals that bind us together across our diverse attributes.
I want to get into a few issues, one of them being China. Before I get to China, I just want to better understand something you said this week speaking before the audience at the NRA. Here's what you said, referring to back to 1865. Here it was.
Now, I want you to pay attention to what he's getting ready to say. Because again, he's telling us who he is. Okay? He's telling us who he is.
I want you to raise your hand if you know when the first anti-gun laws were passed in this country. Raise your hand if you do. 1865. You want to know when it happened? We fought a civil war in this country to give black Americans the equal protection under the law that we failed to secure them in 1776. But then you want to know what happened? Southern states passed anti-gun laws that stopped black people from owning guns. The Democrat Party, then as in now, wanted to put them back in chains.
Then as in now.
All right. We'll come back to the second part of that. But that's just absolute lunacy, what he just said. And when you have the gall, when you have the nerve to sit up and to just absolutely lie, okay? He just told a lie that the Civil War was fought to give black Americans guns. Really? When have black Americans had that right and power to have guns without being gunned down? But you see, he's telling us who he is because he is a conformant, right? He's speaking to a Republican conservative National Association, Rifle Association. So he's spilling out that crap. Now, when he comes over, you see when he speaks to the NRA. Now later we're going to see when he talks to the Breakfast Club. He's not going to talk that crap. He's not going to speak that way. He's telling us who he is. I mean, in other words, this is absolute nothing that he says in that respect is true. Now, I'm going to stop here because I'm going to pick it up in the next video, and I'm going to play a clip of after they come back from that, that when they come back from that clip, and then of course how the fiery exchange between Don Lemon and Vivek Ramri. But he's telling us who he is, and I suggest you believe him. Now, who is he? He's a rich man. He's a rich Republican, okay? Whether he wants to wear the white title, white skin or not, doesn't matter. He's a rich Republican with Republican ideologies. And just look at how that has always done America. So what he's talking about bringing America together, had nothing to do with it. All right, guys, look, don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought, a comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Till next time, I see you then.